A catastrophic weather event is about to unfold across the United States. In the next 7 days, over 150 inches of snow will bury parts of the West Coast while violent tornadoes threaten to devastate the South. This is not a typical winter storm. This is a coast-to-coast emergency that will affect more than 130 major cities and over 100 million Americans. And if you live anywhere between California and Maine, the next 72 hours will determine whether you are prepared or caught off guard. Right now, 3 separate storm systems are converging to create what meteorologists are calling a perfect storm scenario. The first is already dumping snow across New England at rates of 2 inches per hour. The second is a massive atmospheric river that will unleash 8 to 12 feet of snow in the Sierra Nevada mountains. And the third is a rapidly intensifying low-pressure system that meteorologists predict could spawn multiple tornadoes on Valentine's Day weekend. I'm going to give you exact timing for over 130 cities across America, tell you precisely when each storm hits your area down to the hour, and show you exactly what you need to do right now to protect yourself and your family. But here is what you absolutely must know in the next 30 seconds. If you live in Boston, Portland, Maine, Burlington, Vermont, Manchester, New Hampshire, or anywhere across New England, heavy snow is already on the way and will reach peak intensity between 8 p.m. tonight and 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you are in San Francisco, Sacramento, Reno, Lake Tahoe, or anywhere in Northern California or Nevada, a life-threatening atmospheric river is about to slam your region starting tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Pacific Time. And if you are anywhere from Dallas to Atlanta, from Oklahoma City to Birmingham, severe weather, including strong tornadoes rated EF2 or higher, could strike Saturday afternoon between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. Drop a comment below with your city and state right now, and I will give you a personalized forecast with exact timing for your specific location. Let me show you something that will shock you. Kansas City, Missouri reached 72 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday afternoon. That is warmer than Miami Beach, Florida. Warmer than Fort Lauderdale. Warmer than Key West. We are talking about temperatures that were 45 degrees above normal for February 10th. In the middle of winter, the Great Plains experienced summer heat. And that extreme warmth is about to violently collide with Arctic air plunging south from Canada, creating the perfect atmospheric recipe for disaster. Here is the critical 7-day timeline you need to memorize right now. Tuesday, February 10th, that is today. Snow intensifies across all of New England with the heaviest bands setting up over Maine and Vermont. Wednesday, February 11th. The atmospheric river slams into California and Nevada, with rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour and mountain snow rates of 3 to 4 inches per hour. Thursday, February 12th, the storm system crosses the Rocky Mountains and begins tapping into Gulf of Mexico moisture. Friday, February 13th, severe weather begins developing across the southern plains, with the first tornado watches likely by late afternoon. Saturday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Widespread severe weather outbreak with dozens of tornadoes possible from Texas to Tennessee between noon and midnight. Sunday, February 15th. The severe weather threat shifts into the deep south with Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas at highest risk from midnight through noon. And Monday, February 16th, another massive storm begins organizing in the Pacific Ocean, which will impact the West Coast again by midweek next week. At the 5-minute mark, I am going to reveal the unprecedented snowfall totals expected in the Sierra Nevada and why this particular atmospheric river is being compared to the historic January 2017 event that brought over 200 inches of snow. But first, you need to understand exactly what is happening right now across the Northeast. An Alberta Clipper, that is a fast-moving low-pressure system that originates in Alberta, Canada, is currently positioned just north of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and it is about to unleash heavy snow across 7 northeastern states over the next 24 hours. We are talking about New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. This storm will bring snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour during the peak periods tonight and early tomorrow morning. Let me give you the complete city-by-city breakdown for the Northeast with exact timing and snowfall amounts. And I mean exact timing down to the hour when snow starts, when it peaks, and when it ends in your city, Buffalo, New York. Snow begins at 4 p.m. Eastern Time today, Tuesday, February 10th. By 6 p.m., you will have 1 inch on the ground. By 9 p.m., 3 inches. By midnight tonight, 5 inches. The heaviest snow falls between 8 p.m. tonight and 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, Wednesday, with snowfall rates of 1.5 inches per hour. By Wednesday morning at 7 a.m., total accumulation reaches 6 to 8 inches. Snow tapers off by Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Total accumulation for Buffalo, 8 inches. Rochester, New York. Snow starts at 4:30 p.m. today. Slightly lighter than Buffalo, but still significant. By midnight, 4 inches. By Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., 6 inches. Snow ends Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Total for Rochester, 6 to 8 inches. Syracuse, New York. You are in the bullseye zone. Snow begins at 5 p.m. today and does not stop until Thursday morning. By midnight tonight, 4 inches. By Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., 8 inches. By Wednesday evening, 6 p.m., 11 inches. The heaviest bands set up directly over Syracuse Wednesday morning between 6 a.m. and noon, with snowfall rates pushing 2 inches per hour. If you have to drive Wednesday, absolutely wait until after 1 p.m. or do not drive at all. Total accumulation for Syracuse, 10 to 13 inches. Albany, New York. Snow begins at 6 p.m. today. By midnight, 2 inches. By Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., 5 inches. Snow continues through Wednesday afternoon. Total accumulation, 6 to 9 inches. New York City. You are on the southern edge of this system. Snow begins at 9 p.m. tonight in the northern suburbs, 10 p.m. in Manhattan. Light to moderate snow overnight. By Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., 2 to 4 inches in Manhattan, 3 to 5 inches in northern suburbs like White Plains and Yonkers. Snow ends by Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. This is not a major storm for New York City, but enough to impact the morning commute. Now let us move to Vermont, where this storm really intensifies. Burlington, Vermont. Snow begins at 7 p.m. tonight, Tuesday. By midnight, 3 inches. By Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., 7 inches. By Wednesday evening, 6 p.m., 10 inches. The snow continues through Wednesday night. Total accumulation, 10 to 14 inches. Montpelier, Vermont. Same timeline as Burlington. Total 8 to 12 inches. Rutland, Vermont. Slightly less, 6 to 10 inches. Stowe, Vermont. In the mountains, you are going to get hammered. 12 to 16 inches of snow. This is great news for skiing, but terrible news for travel. Route 108 will be extremely dangerous Wednesday. Now Vermont's capital region. Barre, Vermont, 9 to 12 inches. Brattleboro, Vermont, in southern Vermont, 5 to 8 inches. Manchester, Vermont, 7 to 10 inches. Moving to New Hampshire, where snowfall totals increase as you move north and into the mountains. Manchester, New Hampshire. Snow begins at 8 p.m. tonight. By Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., 5 inches. By Wednesday afternoon, 3 p.m., 7 inches. Total accumulation, 7 to 10 inches. Concord, New Hampshire. Snow begins at 7:30 p.m. tonight. Total accumulation, 8 to 11 inches, with the heaviest snow Wednesday morning. Nashua, New Hampshire, near the Massachusetts border. Snow begins at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Total 4 to 7 inches. Portsmouth, New Hampshire, on the seacoast. You are on the southeastern edge. Snow begins at 9 p.m. tonight. Total 3 to 6 inches, with the heaviest snow Wednesday morning during the commute. Coastal flooding is possible during high tide Wednesday morning at 6:45 a.m. due to strong onshore winds. Now the New Hampshire mountains and ski areas. North Conway, New Hampshire, 10 to 14 inches. Jackson, New Hampshire, 11 to 15 inches. Lincoln, New Hampshire, home to Loon Mountain, 12 to 16 inches. Franconia, New Hampshire, 13 to 17 inches. Mount Washington, at the summit, 20 to 30 inches, with wind gusts over 100 miles per hour, creating life-threatening conditions. Maine is where this storm reaches maximum intensity and drops the heaviest snow totals in the Northeast. Portland, Maine. Snow begins at 9 p.m. tonight, Tuesday. By midnight, 2 inches. By Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., 6 inches. By Wednesday afternoon, 3 p.m., 9 inches. By Wednesday evening, 9 p.m., 12 inches. But here is the critical information. Wednesday afternoon between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m., thunder snow is possible. That means lightning and thunder during a snowstorm with extremely intense snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour. Total accumulation for Portland, 12 to 15 inches. Lewiston, Maine, same timeline as Portland, 8 to 13 inches total. Auburn, Maine, right next to Lewiston, 8 to 12 inches. Augusta, Maine, the state capital. Snow begins at 9:30 p.m. tonight. Total accumulation, 11 to 14 inches. Bangor, Maine. You are in the jackpot zone for this storm. Snow begins at 10 p.m. tonight, Tuesday. By Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., 7 inches. By Wednesday afternoon, 3 p.m., 12 inches. By Thursday morning, 7 a.m., 15 to 18 inches. This is the highest snowfall total for this entire storm system in the Northeast. The heaviest snow falls Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. Presque Isle, Maine, in northern Maine. Even heavier than Bangor. Snow begins at 10:30 p.m. tonight. Total accumulation, 17 to 21 inches, with blowing and drifting snow creating complete whiteout conditions. Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Travel will be impossible. Caribou, Maine, near the Canadian border. This is extreme. Snow begins at 11 p.m. tonight. Total accumulation, 20 to 24 inches. This is a crippling, paralyzing snowstorm for far northern Maine. If you live in Aroostook County, stock up on supplies today because you will be snowed in for 2 to 3 days. Bar Harbor, Maine, on the coast. 8 to 12 inches of snow with strong northeast winds gusting to 45 miles per hour, creating dangerous wind chills of -10 to -20 degrees Fahrenheit. Rockland, Maine, on the mid-coast. 9 to 13 inches. Belfast, Maine, 8 to 11 inches. Ellsworth, Maine, 10 to 14 inches. Now let us cover Massachusetts cities from west to east. Springfield, Massachusetts, in western Massachusetts. Snow begins at 8 p.m. tonight. Total 4 to 8 inches, with the lower end of that range most likely. Worcester, Massachusetts. Snow begins at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Total 7 to 11 inches. Worcester sits at a higher elevation, which means more snow than Boston. Boston, Massachusetts. Snow begins at 9 p.m. tonight, Tuesday. By midnight, 1 inch. By Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. rush hour, 4 inches. By Wednesday afternoon, 3 p.m., 7 inches. Total accumulation, 7 to 10 inches. The heaviest snow falls Wednesday morning between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. right during the peak of rush hour. If you work in Boston, either leave home by 5:30 a.m. to get ahead of the storm or work from home Wednesday. The evening commute Tuesday will be fine, but Wednesday morning will be treacherous. Cambridge, Massachusetts. Same as Boston. 7 to 10 inches. Somerville, Massachusetts. Same timeline. 7 to 10 inches. Lowell, Massachusetts, north of Boston. 8 to 11 inches. New Bedford, Massachusetts, on the south coast. Lighter amounts here, 4 to 7 inches, but strong winds gusting to 40 miles per hour. Fall River, Massachusetts, 3 to 6 inches with strong winds. Plymouth, Massachusetts, where the Pilgrims landed. 5 to 8 inches with minor coastal flooding possible during high tide Wednesday morning. Cape Cod and the Islands. Hyannis, Massachusetts, 2 to 5 inches. Provincetown, Massachusetts, at the tip of Cape Cod, 1 to 4 inches. Martha's Vineyard, 1 to 3 inches. Nantucket Island, 1 to 3 inches. The Cape and Islands get less snow because they are surrounded by the relatively warmer ocean water. Providence, Rhode Island, the capital. Snow begins at 9:30 p.m. tonight. Total, 5 to 8 inches. Newport, Rhode Island, on the coast. 3 to 6 inches with strong winds. Warwick, Rhode Island, 6 to 9 inches. Cranston, Rhode Island, 5 to 8 inches. Pawtucket, Rhode Island, 6 to 9 inches. Now Connecticut from west to east. Hartford, Connecticut, the capital. Snow begins at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Total 6 to 9 inches. New Haven, Connecticut, home to Yale University. Snow begins at 9 p.m. tonight. Total 5 to 8 inches. Bridgeport, Connecticut, on the coast. 4 to 7 inches. Stamford, Connecticut, in southwestern Connecticut near New York. You are on the southern edge. Total 3 to 5 inches. Waterbury, Connecticut, in the hills of western Connecticut. 7 to 10 inches due to higher elevation. Danbury, Connecticut, 6 to 9 inches. Norwich, Connecticut, 5 to 8 inches. Now here is what makes this northeast storm particularly dangerous beyond just the snow amounts. It is the timing. This storm hits during the Tuesday evening commute and the Wednesday morning commute. Roads will go from wet to snow covered in a matter of 1 to 2 hours tonight. By Wednesday morning, many roads will have 6 to 10 inches of snow on them. Visibility will drop to near zero in the heavy snow bands, especially in Maine where thundersnow is possible. And temperatures will be in the low 20s and teens Fahrenheit, which means this will be light, fluffy, powdery snow that will blow around easily, creating dangerous drifts and whiteout conditions even after the snow stops falling. Now, I promised you at the 5-minute mark I would reveal the unprecedented event about to happen in the Sierra Nevada, and we have reached that point. So here it is. The Sierra Nevada mountain range in California and Nevada is about to receive the most snow it has seen since the epic winter of 2016 to 2017. We are talking about snowfall totals at the highest elevations that will exceed 12 feet. That is 144 inches. In some locations, the snow depth on the ground will be deeper than a 2-story house. This is a historic, once-in-a-decade atmospheric river event. What exactly is an atmospheric river? Imagine a river in the sky, a narrow corridor of highly concentrated moisture that stretches across the Pacific Ocean for thousands of miles, sometimes extending all the way from near Hawaii to the west coast. When this river of moisture in the atmosphere hits land and is forced upward by mountains, it unleashes incredible amounts of precipitation. At lower elevations near the coast, this means flooding rainfall. In the mountains above 6,000 feet elevation, this means snow measured in feet per day, not inches per day. The atmospheric river heading toward California right now is ranked as an AR4 on the atmospheric river scale of 1 to 5. AR4 means extreme intensity with significant hazards including flooding, mudslides, and in the mountains, avalanche danger and road closures. This atmospheric river will park itself over California and Nevada for 5 straight days, from Wednesday through Sunday. Here is your West Coast timeline with exact timing for every major city and ski resort. Today, Tuesday, February 10th, high clouds increase across Northern California. Tomorrow, Wednesday, February 11th, rain begins in the Bay Area at 2 p.m. Pacific Time. The atmospheric river makes landfall. By Wednesday night, heavy rain and mountain snow. Thursday, February 12th, the atmospheric river is at peak intensity, with extreme rainfall and snowfall rates. Friday, February 13th, heavy precipitation continues. Saturday, February 14th, precipitation continues but begins to ease slightly. Sunday, February 15th, the atmospheric river finally weakens. Monday, February 16th, a break in the action. Tuesday, February 17th, another atmospheric river approaches. Let us break down every major California city from north to south with exact timing and rainfall totals. San Francisco, California. Rain begins Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Light rain Wednesday afternoon. Heavy rain Wednesday night starting at 10 p.m. Thursday, torrential rain all day with rainfall rates of 1/2 to 1 inch per hour. Friday, heavy rain continues. Total rainfall Wednesday through Sunday 4 to 7 inches. Urban flooding is likely in low-lying areas of San Francisco. The Marina District, the Sunset District, and areas near the Bay are most vulnerable. Winds gust to 55 miles per hour Wednesday night and Thursday, creating dangerous conditions. Trees may fall. Power outages are possible. Oakland, California, across the bay from San Francisco. Same timeline as San Francisco. Rain begins Wednesday at 2 p.m. Total rainfall 4 to 6 inches through Sunday. The Oakland Hills could see localized amounts of 6 to 8 inches, which may trigger mudslides in areas burned by recent wildfires. Berkeley, California, same as Oakland. 4 to 6 inches of rain. San Jose, California, in the South Bay. Rain begins Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Total rainfall 3 to 5 inches. The Guadalupe River will rise significantly. Flooding is possible along the river Thursday night and Friday morning. Santa Cruz, California, on the coast south of San Francisco. Rain begins Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Total rainfall 5 to 8 inches. But here is the critical information for Santa Cruz. In the Santa Cruz Mountains above 2,000 feet elevation, this rain transitions to heavy snow. Total snow accumulation in the mountains, 2 to 4 feet. Highway 17 over the summit will be extremely dangerous. or closed Thursday and Friday. Monroe, California, on the coast. Rain begins Wednesday at 3 p.m. Total 3 to 5 inches. Salinas, California, in the Salinas Valley. 2 to 4 inches of rain with agricultural flooding likely in low-lying farm fields. Santa Barbara, California, in Southern California. You are on the southern fringe of this atmospheric river. Rain begins Thursday at noon. Total 1 to 3 inches Thursday through Saturday. Much less than Northern California, but still significant. Los Angeles, California. You are mostly spared from this atmospheric river. Scattered showers Thursday afternoon and Friday. Total rainfall 1/2 to 1.5 inches. The mountains north of Los Angeles could see 3 to 6 inches of rain with snow above 6,000 feet. San Diego, California, in far Southern California. Scattered light showers Thursday night and Friday. Total 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. This is not a major event for San Diego. Now let us move inland to the Central Valley cities. Sacramento, California, the state capital. Rain begins Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Heavy rain Wednesday night through Friday. Total rainfall 4 to 6 inches. The American River and Sacramento River will rise to near flood stage. Flood warnings are likely by Thursday afternoon. If you live near either river, monitor the situation closely and be prepared to evacuate if water levels continue rising. Stockton, California, south of Sacramento. Rain begins Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Total 3 to 5 inches. The San Joaquin River will rise significantly. Modesto, California, in the central San Joaquin Valley. 2 to 4 inches of rain. Fresno, California, in the southern Central Valley. Rain begins Wednesday at 5 p.m. Total 2 to 4 inches. But the real story is what happens in the mountains to your east. The Sierra Nevada above 5,000 feet elevation will see 5 to 10 feet of snow by Sunday. Bakersfield, California, in the southern San Joaquin Valley. 1 to 3 inches of rain. Wednesday through Saturday. Redding, California, in far northern California. Rain begins Wednesday at 1 p.m. Total 5 to 8 inches. This is heavy rain that will cause flooding in Redding. Chico, California, north of Sacramento. Rain begins Wednesday at 2 p.m. Total 4 to 6 inches. Now for the mountain cities and ski resorts where the truly historic snowfall will occur. South Lake Tahoe, California, on the California side of Lake Tahoe at 6,200 feet elevation. Snow begins Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Light snow Wednesday afternoon, 2 inches. Heavy snow Wednesday night starting at 10 p.m. By Thursday morning, 7 a.m., 1 foot of snow on the ground. Thursday, absolutely incredible snowfall. Snow falls at rates of 3 to 4 inches per hour all day Thursday. By Thursday evening, 6 p.m., another 2 feet, bringing the total to 3 feet. Friday, the snow continues at extreme rates. By Friday evening, 6 p.m., another 2.5 feet, bringing the total to 5.5 feet or 66 inches. Saturday, heavy snow continues. By Saturday evening, another 1.5 feet, bringing the total to 7 feet or 84 inches. Sunday, snow finally begins to ease. Another 6 inches. Total snowfall for South Lake Tahoe Wednesday through Sunday, 7.5 feet or 90 inches. Truckee, California, just north of Lake Tahoe at 6,000 feet elevation. Even heavier snow than South Lake Tahoe. Total snowfall Wednesday through Sunday, 8 to 11 feet. That is 96 to 132 inches. Tahoe City, California, on the north shore of Lake Tahoe, 7 to 10 feet total. Incline Village, Nevada, on the Nevada side of Lake Tahoe, 7 to 9 feet. Mammoth Lakes, California, at 7,800 feet elevation in the eastern Sierra. This is the jackpot location for this entire atmospheric river event. Snow begins Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. By Thursday morning, 8 inches. By Thursday evening, another 2 feet, total of 2.5 feet. By Friday evening, another 3 feet, total of 5.5 feet. By Saturday evening, another 3 feet, total of 8.5 feet or 102 inches. By Sunday evening, another 2 feet, total of 10.5 feet or 126 inches. Some of the highest peaks around Mammoth could see 12 to 14 feet or 144 to 168 inches. Now the major ski resorts in the Lake Tahoe area. Heavenly Ski Resort, straddling the California-Nevada border. Total snowfall Wednesday through Sunday, 7 to 9 feet. Kirkwood Ski Resort, south of Lake Tahoe at 7,600 feet, 8 to 11 feet of snow. Squaw Valley/Palisades Tahoe on the North Shore, 8 to 12 feet. North Star California Resort, 7 to 10 feet. Sugar Bowl Ski Resort, 8 to 11 feet. Alpine Meadows, now part of Palisades Tahoe, 8 to 12 feet. Sierra at Tahoe Ski Resort, 6 to 9 feet. These are absolutely incredible snowfall amounts that will create extremely dangerous avalanche conditions, but also amazing skiing conditions once the storm clears and avalanche mitigation work is completed. Interstate 80 through the Sierra Nevada between Sacramento and Reno will close multiple times Wednesday through Saturday. Do not attempt to drive over Donner Pass during this storm. You will get stranded. If you absolutely must travel between California and Nevada, fly or wait until Monday. Now let us move to Nevada cities. Reno, Nevada, at 4,500 feet elevation in a valley east of the Sierra. Snow begins Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time. By Thursday morning, 7 a.m., 4 inches in the valley. But here is the key. The mountains immediately west of Reno, above 6,000 feet, will get absolutely buried. Mount Rose, just west of Reno, will see 6 to 9 feet of snow. For the Reno Valley itself, by Friday morning, another 6 inches, total of 10 inches. By Saturday morning, another 8 inches, total of 18 inches. By Sunday morning, another 6 inches, total of 24 to 30 inches for the Reno Valley. Sparks, Nevada, right next to Reno, same amounts, 24 to 30 inches. Carson City, Nevada, the state capital, south of Reno. Snow begins Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Total snowfall through Sunday, 26 to 32 inches. Virginia City, Nevada, in the mountains above Reno at 6,200 feet elevation. This historic mining town will be buried. Total snowfall, 4 to 6 feet. Elko, Nevada, in northeastern Nevada at 5,000 feet. Snow begins Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. Total snowfall through Saturday, 1 to 2 feet. Las Vegas, Nevada, in southern Nevada at 2,000 feet elevation. You are mostly spared from this storm. Rain showers Wednesday night and Thursday. Total rainfall 1/2 to 1 inch. But the mountains around Las Vegas tell a different story. Mount Charleston, northwest of Las Vegas, at 8,000 to 12,000 feet elevation, will receive 3 to 5 feet of snow. The Lee Canyon ski area will get buried. Now let us move to Utah, where this storm arrives Thursday and brings significant snow to the Wasatch Mountains. Salt Lake City, Utah, at 4,300 feet elevation in the valley. Snow begins Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Light snow Thursday evening, 1 inch. Heavier snow Thursday night and Friday morning. By Friday morning, 7 a.m., 6 inches in the valley. By Friday evening, another 4 inches. Total of 10 inches in the valley. Snow tapers off Saturday morning. Total for Salt Lake City Valley, 10 to 14 inches. But the Wasatch Mountains immediately east of Salt Lake City are a completely different story. The mountains will get buried with 3 to 6 feet of snow. Park City, Utah, at 7,000 feet elevation. Snow begins Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. Total snowfall Thursday through Saturday, 4 to 6 feet. This is incredible snow for Park City. Alta Ski Area, in Little Cottonwood Canyon. Total snowfall, 5 to 7 feet. Alta is famous for getting the most snow in Utah, and this storm will not disappoint. Snowbird Ski Area, also in Little Cottonwood Canyon, 5 to 7 feet. Brighton Ski Resort, in Big Cottonwood Canyon, 4 to 6 feet. Solitude Ski Resort, also in Big Cottonwood Canyon, 4 to 6 feet. Deer Valley Resort, near Park City, 4 to 6 feet. Provo, Utah, south of Salt Lake City. Snow begins Thursday evening at 5 p.m. Total for the Provo Valley, 6 to 10 inches. The mountains east of Provo, 2 to 4 feet. Ogden, Utah, north of Salt Lake City. Snow begins Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Total for Ogden Valley, 10 to 14 inches. The mountains east of Ogden, above Snow Basin Ski Resort, 4 to 6 feet. Logan, Utah, in northern Utah in Cache Valley. Snow begins Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Total 12 to 18 inches. St. George, Utah, in far southern Utah at 2,900 feet elevation. This is Utah's warmest city. Mostly rain Thursday night and Friday. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches with snow possible on the higher mesas above 4,000 feet. Cedar City, Utah, at 5,800 feet in southern Utah. Rain and snow mix Thursday night. Total snow accumulation 2 to 6 inches with higher amounts in the mountains around Bryan Head Ski Resort, which could see 2 to 3 feet. Now Arizona cities. Flagstaff, Arizona, at 7,000 feet elevation. This is Arizona's snowiest city. Snow begins Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Heavy snow Friday and Saturday. Total snowfall Thursday through Sunday, 2 to 4 feet. This is a major snowstorm for Flagstaff. Sedona, Arizona, at 4,400 feet. Rain and snow mix Friday. Total accumulation 2 to 6 inches. Prescott, Arizona, at 5,400 feet. Snow begins Friday morning. Total 6 to 12 inches. Phoenix, Arizona, at 1,100 feet elevation in the Sonoran Desert. Mostly dry Thursday. Rain showers Friday afternoon and evening. Total rainfall 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Temperatures drop into the 50s and low 60s Fahrenheit, which is cool for Phoenix. Tucson, Arizona, in southern Arizona. Light rain Friday afternoon. Total 1/4 of an inch. Yuma, Arizona, in far southwestern Arizona near California. Mostly dry with just a slight chance of a shower Friday. This is Arizona's sunniest and driest city. Now Colorado, where this storm system finally crosses the Continental Divide and begins tapping into Gulf of Mexico moisture. Denver, Colorado, the mile-high city at 5,300 feet elevation. This storm arrives Friday. Snow begins Friday morning at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. Light to moderate snow Friday morning and afternoon. By Friday evening, 6 p.m., 4 inches in Denver. Heavy snow Friday night. By Saturday morning, 7 a.m., 10 inches total. Snow continues Saturday morning and early afternoon. By Saturday evening, 6 p.m., total accumulation for Denver, 12 to 18 inches. The heaviest snow falls Friday night into Saturday morning. The foothills immediately west of Denver above 6,000 feet will see significantly more. Boulder, Colorado, in the foothills. Total snowfall Friday and Saturday, 14 to 20 inches. Colorado Springs, south of Denver at 6,000 feet. Snow begins Friday morning at 9 a.m. Total accumulation Friday and Saturday, 8 to 14 inches. Fort Collins, Colorado, north of Denver. Snow begins Friday morning at 8 a.m. Total 12 to 16 inches. Now the Colorado ski resorts, which will receive incredible snow from this storm. Aspen, Colorado. On the western slope of the Rockies at 80,000 feet. Snow begins Thursday evening. Total snowfall Thursday through Saturday, 3 to 5 feet. Vail, Colorado. Snow begins Friday morning. Total snowfall, 4 to 6 feet. Breckenridge, Colorado, at 9,600 feet. Snow begins Friday morning. Total 3 to 5 feet. Keystone, Colorado, 3 to 5 feet. Copper Mountain, 3 to 5 feet. Winter Park, Colorado, 3 to 6 feet. Steamboat Springs, Colorado, in northwestern Colorado. Snow begins Thursday afternoon. Total 4 to 7 feet. Steamboat is famous for champagne powder, and this storm will deliver. Telluride, Colorado, in southwestern Colorado, 2 to 4 feet. Crested Butte, Colorado, 3 to 5 feet. Loveland Ski Area, 3 to 5 feet. Arapahoe Basin, the highest ski area in North America at 13,000 feet, 4 to 6 feet. Now New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico, at 5,300 feet elevation. Rain and snow mix begins Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Transitions to all snow Friday evening. Total snow accumulation for Albuquerque, 2 to 5 inches by Saturday morning. This is not a major snow for Albuquerque, but enough to impact travel. Santa Fe, New Mexico, at 7,000 feet elevation. Snow begins Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. Heavier snow Friday night and Saturday morning. Total accumulation, 6 to 10 inches. Taos, New Mexico, at 70,000 feet. Snow begins Friday at noon. Total 8 to 14 inches in the town of Taos. The Taos Ski Valley above 10,000 feet, 2 to 4 feet. Las Cruces, New Mexico, in southern New Mexico. Mostly dry with just a few rain showers Friday evening. Roswell, New Mexico, in southeastern New Mexico. Rain and snow mix Friday evening. Light accumulation of 1 to 3 inches. Now let us talk about the temperature pattern, because this is absolutely critical to understanding why the severe weather outbreak is going to be so significant Saturday. Right now, we are experiencing one of the warmest temperature anomalies of the entire winter across the central United States. Yesterday, Monday, February 9th, Kansas City, Missouri reached 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Omaha, Nebraska reached 68 degrees. Des Moines, Iowa reached 65 degrees. These are temperatures 40 to 45 degrees above normal for February. To put this in perspective, Kansas City was warmer than Miami, warmer than Orlando, warmer than Houston. The central United States experienced summer heat in the middle of winter, but a dramatic change is coming. A cold front pushed through Kansas and Missouri this morning, Tuesday. Temperatures have dropped but are still running well above average. Kansas City this afternoon is 58 degrees, still 15 degrees above average. By Wednesday, cold air becomes more dominant across the Midwest and Northeast. Most areas will be 5 to 10 degrees below average. Nothing extreme, just normal February cold. But then something remarkable happens. By Thursday and Friday, warm air rebuilds across the Great Plains while the Northeast stays cold. By Saturday, we will have an incredible temperature contrast set up across the United States. Saturday afternoon, temperatures in Dallas could reach 78 degrees. Oklahoma City, 75 degrees. Little Rock, Arkansas, 76 degrees. Memphis, Tennessee, 72 degrees. Meanwhile, in Boston, the high will be 32 degrees. In Burlington, Vermont, 28 degrees. In Caribou, Maine, 18 degrees. We will have a 60-degree temperature difference between northern Maine and Texas. This extreme temperature contrast is the fuel for severe weather, and it gets even more extreme next week. By Monday and Tuesday of next week, February 16th and 17th, some areas of the northern plains could be 40 to 45 degrees above average. The GFS weather model is showing temperatures reaching the upper 60s and low 70s Fahrenheit as far north as Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Fargo, North Dakota. On Tuesday, February 17th, there is a possibility that southwest Minnesota could reach 75 degrees in mid-February. This would shatter all-time records. This is unprecedented. Now, let me show you the day-by-day temperature forecast for major cities across the country. Wednesday, February 11th. New York City, high 34, low 26. Chicago, Illinois, high 38, low 28. Denver, high 42, low 24. Los Angeles, high 62, low 50. Dallas, high 65, low 48. Miami, high 78, low 68. Thursday, February 12th. New York City, high 31, low 24. Chicago, high 36, low 26. Denver, high 38, low 28. Snow moving in. Los Angeles, high 58, low 48. Rain. Dallas, high 70, low 52. Miami, high 80, low 70. Friday, February 13th. New York City, high 33, low 26. Chicago, high 42, low 32. Denver, high 32, low 22, heavy snow. Los Angeles, high 56, low 46, rain. Dallas, high 74, low 58. Miami, high 81, low 72. Saturday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. New York City, high 38, low 30. Chicago, high 48, low 36. Denver, high 34, low 20. Snow ending. Los Angeles, high 58, low 48. Dallas, high 78, low 62. Severe weather. Miami, high 82, low 74. Sunday, February 15th. New York City, high 42, low 34, rain developing. Chicago, high 52, low 38. Denver, high 40, low 24. Los Angeles, high 60, low 50. Dallas, high 68, low 52, rain. Miami, high 80, low 72. Monday, February 16th. New York City, high 46, low 36. Chicago, high 58, low 42. Denver, high 48, low 30. Los Angeles, high 64, Low 52, Dallas. High 72, low 56. Miami, high 81, low 73. Tuesday, February 17th. New York City, high 50, low 38. Chicago, high 65, low 48. Denver, high 52, low 34. Los Angeles, high 62, low 50, another storm approaching. Dallas, high 74, low 58. Miami, high 82, low 74. Now let us talk about the severe weather threat in detail because this is where lives are at stake. Saturday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, could be one of the most significant severe weather outbreaks of the entire winter season across the southern United States. And unlike typical severe weather outbreaks in spring, many people are not prepared for tornadoes in February. Here is what is going to happen meteorologically. The storm system that is currently bringing snow to the Rockies will emerge into the southern plains Friday night and Saturday morning. As it does, it will tap into a sharp temperature gradient. Cold air will be plunging south from Canada into the northern plains. At the same time, very warm and humid air will be surging north from the Gulf of Mexico into Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. The collision of these two air masses will create extreme atmospheric instability. On top of that, we will have very strong wind shear, which means winds at different altitudes will be blowing from different directions at different speeds. This wind shear will cause any thunderstorms that develop to rotate, which is how tornadoes form. The combination of extreme instability, strong wind shear, and abundant moisture means that any thunderstorms that develop Saturday afternoon and evening will likely become supercells capable of producing tornadoes, some of which could be rated EF2 or EF3 on the enhanced Fujita scale. Let me give you city-by-city timing for the severe weather threat. And I cannot stress this enough. This timing is critical. You need to know exactly when the severe weather will hit your area so you can be prepared. Dallas, Texas. Scattered showers and thunderstorms begin Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. These early storms will not be severe. By noon, instability increases. By 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon, the first severe thunderstorm warnings will be issued west of Dallas. By 2 p.m., severe storms are ongoing from west of Fort Worth eastward toward Dallas. The main threats at this time are large hail, 1 to 2 inches in diameter, and damaging winds 60 to 70 miles per hour. By 3 p.m., the tornado threat rapidly increases. Multiple tornado warnings are likely between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. across the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. This is the peak danger period. Some of these tornadoes could be strong. EF2 intensity with winds of 111 to 135 miles per hour. By 8 p.m., the main severe weather threat shifts east of Dallas toward Tyler and Longview. By 9 p.m., severe weather is east of the metroplex. Total severe weather window for Dallas, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m., with peak tornado threat 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Fort Worth, Texas, same timeline as Dallas. Peak danger, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Arlington, Texas, between Dallas and Fort Worth. Peak danger, 2:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Plano, Texas, north of Dallas. Peak danger, 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Irving, Texas, west of Dallas near the airport. Peak danger, 2:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Garland, Texas, northeast of Dallas. Peak danger, 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Denton, Texas, north of Fort Worth. Peak danger, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Waco, Texas, south of Dallas-Fort Worth. Severe weather begins at 2 p.m. Peak tornado threat 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tyler, Texas, east of Dallas. Severe weather arrives at 4 p.m. Peak danger 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Abilene, Texas, west of Dallas-Fort Worth. You are on the western edge. Severe storms possible noon to 4 p.m., but tornado threat is lower here. Main threat is large hail. Lubbock, Texas. In West Texas, isolated strong storms possible Saturday afternoon, but you are outside the main severe weather threat area. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. This is earlier than Dallas. Scattered storms begin Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. By 10 a.m., storms are increasing in coverage and intensity. By 11 a.m., the first severe thunderstorm warnings. By noon Saturday, the first tornado warnings are likely. Peak danger period for Oklahoma City is noon to 5 p.m. Multiple tornadoes are possible during this window, some potentially strong EF2 or EF3. By 6 p.m., the main threat shifts east of Oklahoma City toward Tulsa. By 7 p.m., severe weather is ending in Oklahoma City but continuing to the east. Tulsa, Oklahoma, northeast of Oklahoma City. Severe weather arrives at 11 a.m. Saturday. Peak tornado threat 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is a significant threat for the Tulsa metro area. Norman, Oklahoma, south of Oklahoma City, home to the National Weather Center. Peak danger, noon to 5 p.m. Edmond, Oklahoma, north of Oklahoma City. Peak danger, noon to 5 p.m. Lawton, Oklahoma, southwest of Oklahoma City. Peak danger, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Stillwater, Oklahoma, north of Oklahoma